What's going on, people? You know the deal, you know the drill, and you know who it is. And I'm excited about this. Not as excited as I was for Devil May Cry 5, only because Devil May Cry 5 is such a classic. And we've been waiting for 10 years, you know, well, not really 10 years, just maybe about 9, because, you know, when Devil May Cry 4 dropped, you give it that little bit of time, then you're like, all right, I want some more. Where's the rest of it? So that was that was part of the excitement for the first one. I don't really watch E3 that often. I'm more of a I need to go there type of person. I don't really like to watch this stuff on screen. Every once in a while I'll check it out when Max is streaming it or whatever, but other than that, I don't really dabble in watching it. But the big news for this one is that I'm live reacting to Dying Light 2. Now, the reason I'm reacting to this is because this game is one of my top 5 games of all time. Only because of what Techland is doing with it. You know what I'm saying? They're making it so good in terms of content. You know, adding different abilities and weapons and monsters and different stories and all of that. Even right now to this day, I think this game came out like 5 years ago. But they're still adding stuff. And I think that's fantastic in terms of like the developers, because a lot of the times after a game has been going for so long, they'll stop supporting it. But they didn't do that with this, and we're gonna live react to the Dying Light trailer, and then I think they've got a gameplay thing, so we're gonna check that out too. But let's get into this.
It's been 15 years since the fall. The city
15 years?
And we are the worms. We burrow in it, fighting for every useful piece of land to preserve ourselves from the terrors of the night.
Okay, so
and the horrors of
if
the
it's
day.
been 15 years, that means that they didn't have a cure for it, you know, and everything just continued to fall. Because he said it's been 15 years since the fall. I'm sorry, I keep talking. But you can see throughout the city.
Rise from dust to choose between.
I don't care about the narration, just more so what they would have been saying inside the game. Okay. I like it. Wall run, you could jump off the wall, and then he kind of smashed his head up against the ground. You can see the city
we take to survive will create the world.
You can see the city is falling apart. Your choices, your world. Okay, your choices, your world. When they did those two, it looked like the city looked different, which to me seems as if they're allowing us to build our own stuff for everything, which would be really dope. So I'm gonna skip past this guy and I'm gonna get straight to the gameplay, because it looks like the gameplay is a little later on. It still looks as good as it did 5 years ago, dude. This is definitely not the same Haran that we were in before. The parkour is still just as fantastic as it was in the first one, so that's an A+. Yeah, this is not Haran.
Dying Light 2 features a functioning ecosystem that reacts on multiple levels to the things you do and the choices you make. In the example we are about to show you, our protagonist undertakes a mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many
I hate that they
factions
just
active in the
did
city.
this, because I don't...
They want you to negotiate with 2 survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
See, I don't give a shit about him exposing any of the lore right now.
Let's say you choose
What you trying to do?
Peacekeepers' orders, one way or another.
Oh my god, that was dope.
After this, you will start seeing a significant change in the city, as access to the water supply allowed the Peacekeepers to bring stability and develop the area.
Okay, that part
There's
is
even
much
running water
that
for the
needed an
people at street
explanation.
level, and that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer, it's only safer for those who side with them. So if you
this
get on
is
their
cool.
bad side. Now let's return to that moment of choice. And instead of killing them, you choose to team up with this group to supply water on the black market.
So this part,
as you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city. With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade. But this, in turn, attracts the worst type of people to the area.
one moment.
And this is just a single decision, one out of hundreds you will have to make. But it allows you to carve out your own world. Each player's game experience will be unique. And by the way, this is just what happens in the day. At night, well, things tend to get a lot darker.
Oh, okay. So they, of course, the volatiles are a huge part of the scariness of the video game. So, you want that to stay there, and they kept it, which is fantastic. I like the part where he's explaining the consequences. I don't really like the part where he's explaining the lore. He didn't really go too far into it, so I guess I'm kind of over exaggerating it a little bit, but it's perfectly fine. I love the way this game looks. It looks just as good, if not better, than the last one. And I'm saying if not better because it looks like a different setting. The environment looks different. It doesn't look like Haran, so or Old Town. But the fact that we've already established that the city is decaying, stuff is falling apart, the buildings aren't standing up, you know, it's been 15 years they haven't found a cure for the zombie breakout, so there's obviously that, and there are still survivors wherever they are. I don't know if it expanded to another space, but it looks as if it probably did. But I'm not sure, which is why I said I don't know if it expanded to another area. But it looks like it did expand to another place. But it looks good, man. The parkour looks like it's even a little bit better. I love the fact that they make it to where everything is a choice based on... I want to know if it's Kyle Crane or if this is a different person, but you're going to be able to end up meeting up with Kyle Crane somewhere down the line. That would be dope. I wouldn't mind it being another person because if the outbreak spread to a different place, then there needs to be a different protagonist. You know, it can't be the same protagonist. It's got to be a different one. But in some way, shape, or form, figure out how to make it to where he meets up with Kyle Crane. So Kyle Crane can kind of be like a mentor. He's been through this already. He dealt with people like Rise. You know what I'm saying? He lived through the apocalypse. He helped survivors. He helped bring people back to... what is his name? I can't remember the dude that was in charge of the tower, but whoever he was, he helped bring people back to the fold, you know, keep them, just keep them in good places. So that's really dope. I'm excited. I don't think there was a release date. So we're going to have to wait and see what's up with that. It literally, there isn't a release date. I'm excited about that though, because that's one of my top 5 single player video games of all time. I have not played The Last of Us, so I can't put that in there. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? You didn't play The Last of Us? No, I didn't. I think about it is I went and bought it because people was hyping it up after I was telling them that I hadn't played it. And I still didn't play it. I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know why my lack of interest in that game has just drove me not to play The Last of Us. But I am going to check it out because I need to be able to know the lore for the Last of Us Part 2. But that is this video's reaction. I just saw Fallout 76. I actually didn't play the last Fallout. So I'm either going to have to buy that one and play through it or just jump in from this one. So we'll figure that out. And we'll go from there. But Dying Light 2, ladies and gentlemen, it looks fantastic. I'm excited. I might not look it. I actually just woke up. And when I woke up, I know it was a day ago, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So, like I said, I don't watch E3, so I'm not up to date on everything that they're doing. So, yep, there's gonna be a couple more reaction videos probably today. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support. Be sure to give the video a like, comment, and you know what else to do. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.